now we're having a little bit of a problem. We are in Phayao, which is it's not really somewhere that Western tourists come a lot, but it's somewhere that Thai tourists come a lot. And we actually used to live here, and we're really happy to be back. But although we've got somewhere for tonight, we're trying to book somewhere for Sunday night, tomorrow night, and literally everywhere is booked. We can't find anywhere within like a 40-mile radius. And I don't know where we're going to end up staying now tomorrow. Dom is like scouring the internet.
I've been booking around a week in advance. So our trip in Phayao province has been booked for a week in advance, and they've cancelled quite nicely a day before we're due to arrive.
We booked it over a week ago, but they've just messaged to say that they're cancelling it because they're fully booked, even though we booked it a week ago. So we've literally looked Agoda, absolutely nothing, booking.com, nothing, Airbnb.
At the moment I'm contacting hotels directly on Facebook because that's quite normal here to do. They're either not responding or they're telling me, yeah, we're full. I don't know what's happening, but we could be homeless in Phayao.
Yeah, it's kind of actually really concerning because I don't know what we would do if we can't find somewhere to stay.
No van.
Like, what are we gonna do? We're used to having a camper van, so we could just, like, I was literally thinking in my head, oh, we can just sleep in the car or the van, but we don't have that. We're on a motorbike. We can't sleep in a motorbike. So I don't know where we're gonna end up tomorrow. Quite concerning. But it is very nice and relaxing where we are at the moment. We're at a cafe that we used to come to quite a lot when we lived here. It's on a little stream and there's just lots of greenery and trees, and it's very relaxing, but it's quite a nice environment for when we're stressing about where we're going to sleep.
I wonder if they're going to be able to read Emma's time that she's wrote down. It says,
I just had a go at writing.
It's meant to say no pork, mushroom.
But I wonder if they're gonna understand that. There's no English on the menu. Well, you could have just ordered.
I could have said it, but let's all part of the fun. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. There's an omelette here with no pork and there's mushrooms. Emma is now fluent in writing.
Yeah, it works. I'm glad that we're aware of this. Like, at least they cancelled today and not tomorrow. Otherwise, we really would have been buggered. Well, we currently are buggered, so at least we know we're buggered.
But at least we're not buggered on Sunday afternoon.
At least we're aware that we're buggered.
This is our Airbnb that we're staying at, and we're just at the parking bit, just out the front. But
someone's singing.
Hold on, our hosts are having a bit of a karaoke off.
What's going on? We've just come back to our accommodation. It's 3 PM and they're having like a karaoke session, extremely loudly, next to our accommodation.
I think we might have to go and have a karaoke off.
Well, I mean, you sort of come here for the tranquility of it. This is where we're staying in this house, overlooking rice paddies and stuff.
Apart from karaoke, it is really peaceful here. Before the owners cracking out some next level tunes. But they're definitely into karaoke music events, because we can see when we checked in, it's literally stacks and stacks of speakers.
And it's the owners of this that are doing it. So it's not like a noisy neighbour, it's the owner.
Now when I turned up, I said to the lady, so where's the bathtub? Because she showed us everywhere. I was like, where is it? What do you mean? It's in here. I was like, what? I've just been in there. Let me show you. Bathtub. So the photo of the bathtub was like this nice wooden plank overlooking the field, the window, and the window's there, and the field's there.
And then you got the view through there. So
it does the job. This was meant to be the idea, was whole Japanese kind of vibe. This is the turn on. So it's not actually connected from there. So let's try this one.
this bit's really good. It's just the bathroom that sort of lets it down. Plus there's no Wi-Fi, which is quite unusual for Thailand. Wi-Fi is normally really good everywhere. And this circle window looks really cool, but there's no curtain. So someone could literally peep in at you
Basically,
while you're in bed. But anyway, yeah, we have to check out now. This was fully booked tonight, and literally everywhere else on the lake was also booked tonight. We had to frantically yesterday try and find somewhere that we could sleep tonight.
just about.
It just fits.
Yeah, so we're in a bit of a pickle. So we told the day that we need fuel, there's this side of the lake at the moment, full power outage. So we can't buy fuel anywhere. We've just come to this big PT petrol station and they're all out of fuel. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, literally we've come to this petrol station where there's a 7-Eleven, Amazon coffee shop. The tills aren't working, the fridges aren't working, everything's out. The petrol station pumps are out. And we've got about a half an hour drive and it's literally flashing on like proper empty. So I'm kind of stressed now. We've stopped at about 4 different little petrol pump stations outside people's houses and we thought that they would just run out, but I think because of the power outage they're just not working.
Yeah, so in rural Thailand, sometimes you can't get a mainstream commercial petrol garage, so you have to opt for, which is just...
They're out.
They're out.
So, I don't know what we're going to do.
Hold on, there's a beep.
7-Eleven chime.
Yeah, but does that mean it's come back?
Power's back on. Must be.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Before heading to our Airbnb for the night, we decided to try somewhere new in Phayao, somewhere that we thought would cheer us up from all the bad luck.
We've actually come somewhere we've never been before. It's a cat cafe and it is the best cat cafe I've ever been to. These cats are clearly very loved. They're all doing their thing. They've got so much space to roam around in and we've spent way too much on cat snacks. Ooh.
The cats here are so content that literally we didn't even know there was a cat right in the basket next to me.
Who's woken you up?
So you wouldn't think all these cats here in this cafe, 2 of them were the owner's pet cats and the other 10 have been rescued, 2 of them from Bangkok, but the other 8 were rescued in here in Phayao. But to look at these cats, you would not think that these were once upon a time stray cats. So it just goes to show you what you can do with a cat cafe with the right intentions.
We've seen a lot of stray cats recently and it's so nice to come somewhere and see that they're so well looked after and they look so just relaxed and happy. Like yesterday at breakfast there was a cat near the Airbnb that we were staying in and it just looked so starved, so I ended up giving it most of my breakfast because it was just very depressing and sad to see. But here it's like the cats just look like little kings and queens.
Especially this one. I now have ascended to level 2 cat treat feeder. So instead of your bamboo bowl, I've got the Squeezer 2000.
What a contraption.
What everyone needs in their life. I think I'm having more joy than the cat. Will you wait your turn? You wait your turn. Hmm?
Oh. She wants to take over.
The cats have taken over, honestly.
What's funny is about a year ago I was really scared of cats, and then we started doing pet sitting, and I absolutely love cats now. I don't know why I was so scared, honestly.
I think Emma was scarred by her old family cat.
Yeah, I was scared by my grand's cat when I was like 3, and it just scared me for life. But now we've looked after quite a few cats now on Trusted House Sitters.
If you fancy looking after some cats, we've got a link in the description. And
She's
maybe,
like, please shut up and give me food.
look at this cat's eyes, look.
What a
Oh,
pretty cat.
hello. Oh, greedy girl. You finished it. You finished it.
There's nothing on it.
There's a little bit. There's a little bit.
She'll get every last cry.
We've got a friend for life.
On the way to our confirmed accommodation booking, where we'd spoken to the owner and everything seemed fine, the bad luck continued to strike. Firstly at a road station, where our bike toppled over thanks to the crumbling floor.
Oh. Oh, look at that. Why did we stop here? Why did I stop here? Here is the lovely ground that literally just crumbles away like a apple crumble that Nanny used to make. Our first crash at the toilet. When it goes wrong, it always goes wrong, doesn't it?
And then, as we pulled into our Airbnb, we were told they'd actually already booked it out, but we could stay in their unlisted room for half the price.
So this is genuinely where I slept last night, because in the main bit, the air is just very, very... It literally tastes and smells like damp and mould, and we can't actually visibly see damp and mould. We can see like green all around the ceiling, but I think it's the aircon. I think it's something to do with the aircon being, I don't know, having lots of stuff in it. But I literally couldn't sleep in that room as soon as I got back last night, because we went out to try and escape for a little bit. As soon as we got back, my throat just started hurting. So this was actually quite a good alternative. I brought my duvet in here and put towels down as like a sheet, and weirdly slept really well. Dom did sleep in there and he's got a really sore throat this morning, but I feel fine, and it does look like a bit of a horror film, but it's actually not that bad in here because there's lots of ventilation. It doesn't smell like it does in the other room. It's like you can actually get some air in here. So the thing is, like, as horrible as it is in here, I am very grateful that they even put us in here. We came to this Airbnb that we were meant to check into. They didn't tell us until we'd arrived that they'd actually already booked it out, and they were like, but we've got this, you could stay here, and they only told us once we turned up, and I didn't go inside. I just looked from the outside and I was like, yeah, that's fine, like, we're not fussy. But then once we'd paid, because they charged half price for this, once we paid and I actually walked inside, I was like, oh my god, what's that smell? Like, what is that? I don't know if I can sleep in here. because even with the aircon on, the air's really like thick and like there's a lot of moisture in the air, and just, I don't know, it smells like a mixture of damp and mould, and it's quite unbearable. But at the same time, if they hadn't given us this, we would have had literally nowhere to go, because every single hotel room and guest house and homestay in Phayao, the whole province, is booked. It's not something we could have foreseen. I don't know how we could have even known that there was going to be a giant graduation with the whole of Thailand coming to Phayao. I know some people might be like, well, you didn't plan in advance, but like we literally did for the first time. A week in advance is like enough for Thailand. Normally we book maybe the day before, but we booked a week in advance. You could message someone on Facebook to book a room rather than booking through booking.com or Agoda or Airbnb, but then because of that they will forget to update the calendars maybe. We're actually their first Airbnb guests. We're their first Airbnb guests, so I don't think they were that familiar with the platform, and then booked directly. Someone booked directly and is in that room, and up until like 10 p.m. last night no one was in that room, so we were thinking like, why aren't they just letting us go in the room that we booked? We originally booked that room. Why don't they want us to be in? No one's in there. And then we came back after our little live stream in the town and someone was actually staying there. So they didn't lie. And yeah, it's just been the worst night. It's been a horrible night. But we had a roof over our head, which is the main thing, because I'm not good at pulling all-nighters, and I don't know where we would have ended up. We would have had to just go to a restaurant and stay up all night or something. I really don't know. But luckily we've booked, well, I say luckily, we've booked a few days in advance now, but there is a chance that they could cancel on us. We've had multiple bookings cancel after we've booked in Phayao, which isn't something that's happened before. It's very strange how busy it is here. In the 12 years that we've been coming here, we have never experienced this before, and it is the most horrible situation to be in a country and not have anywhere to stay. But tonight we do have somewhere available, and we're meant to be moving into the room that we originally booked, which is literally like 2 meters away from us. It's just like we can literally see it. But yeah, I'm just gonna be relieved to get out of this house and get into a nice room that doesn't smell of mould. The owner is very lovely, and like I don't like to say anything negative because they've literally just put us up to help us out, and we didn't really have a choice. They have charged us for this, and I don't think it's worth a tenner because I've literally had to sleep on the bathroom floor. But it is what it is. It's good of them to help us out, and yeah. Hopefully that's the end of the 48 hours of every single thing going wrong. But yeah, I hope everything's gonna not go wrong now. Please. In the next video, hopefully going to showcase why Phayao is so great and why you should come here. And maybe when you're coming to town, just check that there's a graduation. Check if people are graduating at the university, because I don't think this is going to happen at any other time of the year. We must have come on like the worst week out of the whole year to come here. It's normally really not like this. And this situation is quite extreme actually. Like it is, I'm a very optimistic person and I try and be like, you know, looking at the bright side of stuff. Last night I was sort of panicking a bit and desperate to get out of here, but normally I'm the optimist and then Dom's a bit more like realistic, but last night the roles reversed and Dom was a bit more optimistic and he wanted to sleep in the mouldy room. But I don't know, I get a bit of health anxiety if like I start getting a sore throat or something, or it literally felt like my throat was closing up, and I just thought, you know what, if I sleep in there I'm gonna have a panic attack because I'm gonna freak out from my throat symptoms, and I did try and sleep in there a little bit before we went on a live stream last night, and I woke up with like a racing heart and just kind of freaking out at the smell, and I didn't want to have that all night. In here, I weirdly slept really well. I couldn't sleep that well for an hour, and then I decided to put on some like soothing sleep music on my phone, and I literally slept for hours. I woke up at 10 a.m. So I had quite a nice lie-in on the bathroom floor. So on that note, hopefully, please watch the next video where we show Phayao as we know it and not the chaos that we've had to deal with in this video. But I think it's quite interesting to share this situation. This is a very weird, rare situation. Never had this in 12 years of coming to Thailand, and I hope to God this doesn't happen to you when you come here, because it is horrible. But luckily, situation is nearly over, and we just got a shower. I've got to remove the bedding from the shower, use the shower, and we can get out of it. So, see you in the next video.